Style. Style is the answer to everything.
So guys, we've just been to Mannheim in Manchester. Just purchased a new car, a Kia Rio 1.25, 2013. It's got 88,000 miles on it. Bought it blind, well, not blind necessarily, but you do get a report, but obviously you can only trust them reports so far. But so far, so good. We just had to put some fuel in. Literally, we were below empty, so we were a bit worried that we weren't going to get here, but we have. I did want to do some recording where we was inside, but they don't allow recording at all, so apologies for that. It's took us a long time to get here. Traffic is terrible in Manchester. It's took about 2 hours to get here, but it was worth it because out of it, I think we've got a very, very good car at a decent price. And that is the hardest bit at the minute with cars. So it's not buying them that's necessarily the issue, it's buying them at the right price. Auction prices have gone through the roof, fees are just ridiculous at the minute, but obviously the time of year that we're in, naturally these cars are more expensive to buy for whatever reason. I'm not too sure why that is, but this one came through. It was one of 5 cars that I selected, and I thought, we're not going to get this here because the first ones came through just going way above what they was worth. Some of them selling for retail money, so that's what we'd sell it for to a customer, which just doesn't make any business sense to do that. This one came through, it was the, I believe, 3rd or 4th car that came through out the 5, and I'd give up at that point. I thought, we're just not going to get anything again, and we did. We got it for good money. It was a grade 3 car, which is pretty decent for the age and mileage, but when we've actually turned up, there's not a single bit of damage on this car, nothing. It doesn't need any paintwork on it, there's no dents on it. It's got good service history, it's got MOT to the 29th of November, so that doesn't need doing. The only thing that does need doing, from what we can tell, is a wheel bearing, which seems to be humming slightly. So we'll get that sorted, we'll take it down to the garage and get that sorted out. But when we get back, we're going to give the car a bit of a clean, and then from there, we'll get some photos taken of it, and we'll get it straight up for sale. This one's ready, just about ready to go. But yeah, it's the first time that I've been to Mannheim. How was it? Pretty decent actually. Nice simple setup. I thought it was going to be bigger than what it was, but nice simple setup. We was in there for about 10 minutes before we got in the car and got out, which I think is pretty decent. And yeah, I don't really have much experience with going to auctions physically. I've been to one, which was for the first car we bought, which I've already told a story on, the Mazda 6.5, which bit me on the arse big time, and I think that put me off. So that was with Aston Barclay. But the difference with Mannheim is that it doesn't matter what age the car is or what mileage it's got on it or anything like that. They do a full report of the car, so they do a body diagram of the car, and then also the report for any like engine lights or gear issues or anything like that. So been really impressed actually. I was pretty gobsmacked when I turned up to go and pick it up. And yeah, we're just on our way back. Probably take about an hour and a half, 2 hours I imagine. So not too long. It's a nice day out, something a bit different. Gets me away from the dealership. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video before, so yesterday's video. Again, something a bit different, and that's what I'm trying to do, is just spice things up. I don't want the same things every day. Pretty sure it get a bit boring to see that as a viewer. So, but yeah, everything seems to be going all right with this car. I think we've purchased a good one. Touch wood. And yeah, I'm just gonna get on the motorway now, so I'll speak to you guys in a little while. and we'll show you after it's been valeted. I'll try and get some before clips in of it as well. Like I said, I did want to get some in when I arrived, but they didn't allow it, which is fair enough. So yeah, I'll speak to you. I've actually got a story for you as well. So we had a customer come down yesterday. Sometimes this is what you're dealing with. So we've got a Suzuki Vitara automatic 09 plates, done 62,000 miles, full history, 12 months MOT. It's got heated seats, full leather interior, parking sensors, all sorts. It's the highest spec that you can get. The cheapest one on Auto Trader is £5,000 with that sort of mileage on. So her and a partner, well, what I'm assuming was a partner, come down. How much is that Vitara that you got for sale? So I went in, had a look, come back out, said, we'll do you for £4,900. Makes it the cheapest Vitara in the whole of the UK. There's only 12 automatic Grand Vitaras on Auto Trader. And her face, oh my gosh, she looked at me with such disgust in her face as she goes, no, that's ridiculous. I says, how is it ridiculous? She goes, this ain't worth what she said was £5,000. I says, alright. She goes, it's worth £2,000. I says, well, let me know where you find one for £2,000 and I'll buy one. Because I'll make a lot of money on it. And she looked right at the car and she went, it's got a chip here, it's got a chip here, and you want £5,000 for it? I says, yeah, the chip is pretty irrelevant. The car is worth £5,000. It doesn't matter if it's not a showroom car, it's not meant to be, it's an 09 plate car. The value is the value. Anyway, she walked off in a bit of a huff. And that is the sort of people you're dealing with sometimes, you know. I mean, how can you get an automatic SUV style vehicle, which is the highest spec, for £2,000? It doesn't exist. And if it does exist, then I must be doing this game all wrong. So yeah, I says to her, let me know where you found one and I'll buy it straight away. And yeah, she walked off, so I don't think we'll ever see them again. But it just shows really that sometimes it doesn't matter what you say. You're going out knowing that you're giving the customer a fair price. You're making that Grand Vitara the cheapest one in the UK, and you know you get no thanks for it whatsoever. So sometimes the customer is not always right, and I think that's a philosophy that has tripped a lot of traders up since this came out, that the customer's always right and they're not. So yeah, sometimes you have to stand your ground and you have to back yourself up. Customers will call your bluff, you've got to call their bluff. So that was an exciting story that we had yesterday. So yeah, as soon as she started going down that route, I thought, this ain't going nowhere. What's the point of even having this conversation, to be honest? You're not going to buy the car, and I'm not too interested in selling it to you either, with an attitude like what you've got. So yeah, that's a bit of a story from yesterday. And then the day before, we've got a Vauxhall Astra for sale, and a 59 plate. It's done 78,000 miles. It's got full history, 11 months MOT. Really clean car, you know, for the age and mileage, really clean. Anyway, this person's inquired through Facebook. Supposed to come on that day, said that couldn't for whatever reason, but she was going to send a friend down. And I always know when they send a friend down, or their dad, or their mum, this is not going anywhere. This bloke turned up. I didn't know it was him to start with because I didn't know the name or who I was looking for. But he started looking around the Astra, so I quickly clicked on, this must be the guy who's looking at it on her behalf. And he had a stinking attitude right from the get-go. I don't know what his issue was, but he's looking around the car, poking at everything, and he says to me, bear in mind this car is £2,400, so not a lot of money. He's looking around it, pointing at it, and he goes, "Are you not going to paint this bloody bumper?" I said, "Why would I paint the bumper?" He says, "Well, what about that there and that there?" And there's a little tiny scuff, surface scuff. It's not even gone through to the paint, it's the lacquer. And I says, "No, we wouldn't paint that at all." I says, "We'll polish it for you and it will come off." "Oh, that's ridiculous." I says, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And he says, "I've been in the trade 36 years, I know what I'm talking about." I says, "Oh, that's fine then." I says, "Well, you're about to find her a car. What are you coming to me for? If you've been at trade 36 years, you must have contacts all over the place." Anyway, the bit that made me laugh, which is a classic case for these sort of people, he turned up in this car, which was obviously his. It was an 08 plate or 09 plate, and it was an absolute mess. It was filthy front to back. And when I say filthy, I mean you could hardly tell the colour of the car. There was damage all around it, and I was just looking thinking, how are you coming and complaining about this little tiny graze when you're driving about in a car that is absolutely filthy and has damage all around it? Just makes you laugh. And it's a classic case with these sorts of people. And as soon as he starts saying I've been at trade 36 years, I just think, well, where are we going with this conversation? It's, you know, it just makes me laugh, these sort of these sort of customers. They're not all like that. On a whole, I have a fantastic customer base. The people that bought cars from me, I have very good relationships with. Still talk to a lot of them, you know, on text and phone. If they only got any problems, I'm always happy to help. But if you start being rude to me for no reason, best believe I'll back myself up with it. So yeah, that was a very quick inquiry. It ended very sourly, and he went off in a bit of a huff, telling me that I didn't know what I was on about. And I says, "Oh, that's your opinion, mate." And yeah, that's just a couple of stories from the past couple of days with headaches that we've been dealing with. We have had some positivity though, lots of it. We've got inquiries that are coming through online. It's been a bit quiet the past week and a half. I'm not sure what the weather's like around other people's areas, but in Chesterfield, which is Derbyshire, the weather's not very good at all. It's been raining, it's very, very windy, and nobody really wants to be on a pitch in this sort of weather. But the past couple of days, inquiries have picked up. We've got somebody coming to look at our Nissan Qashqai, hopefully tomorrow. And I've got a good feeling about the weekend. I think we're going to have a couple of things bubble over, so we defo need it. And yeah, we're just adding a couple more into the mix now with this Kia Rio. There's another car to pick up hopefully in the next couple of days, probably Monday now. But that one's in Mannheim in Leeds. So we'll show you that car when we go and pick it up. Pretty nice car, to be honest. I've never had anything like it before. And yeah, things are going really well. So that's a couple of stories. If there's other traders that are watching these videos, we'd love to hear some stories that you guys have as well. Is it just us? I highly doubt it's just us that has these sort of customers come in. So let us know. Let us know in the comments. And yeah, we'll have a catch up when we're back at the dealership. So we're just en route. We're, I don't know where we are, M6 it says. Everything seems to be alright. I'm absolutely buzzing with this car. Really chuffed. The only thing with it, as I mentioned, is there's definitely a wheel bearing that is on its way out. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone, but there's a very loud humming noise coming from, I believe it's the front left. So that's all we need to sort out by the look of it. Just want to shout out to Frank again. Frank is the guy who owned the business before, or owned the site, sorry. He doesn't have to be helping me, but he is, and he's been such a fantastic help. I can't thank him enough, to be honest. He's took me all the way to Manchester today, so like I said, it took about 2 hours, driving all the way back with me, and he's also going to help me get this car cleaned and get it advertised. And yeah, you don't meet people like him very often, at all. A lot of people are in it for themselves, so when you meet someone like Frank, you really have to soak all that up. He's literally like an encyclopedia for cars. He's been in the trade for 48 years. he knows it like the back of his hand. All little tips and tricks. He's showing me, teaching me, and yeah, what more can you ask for? You know, he doesn't have to do that. We're not related. We don't know each other theoretically, but I think we've grown a bit like a bond over the past few weeks, and yeah, it's going well so far. We're going to see if we can potentially get him involved in some sort of capacity. It depends if he's up for it or not. We'll see. But at the minute, he's been such a good help. And yeah, I feel a bit bad really, the amount that he's helping me, but he seems to be pretty happy to do it, which is cool. Like I said, when we get back to the dealership, we're going to give it a clean. We're going to get it jacked up, make sure that there's nothing else that we're missing on it. But yeah, there's no warning lights so far, and everything seems to be driving okay. We've just got back from Manchester Mannheim auction. We've had a great purchase. In fact, it's the best car I've ever bought, which is really surprising. Obviously, there's always a bit of concern with auction because you always question why the car is there, but it's absolutely immaculate. It drives fantastic. I'm going to spin the camera around and I'll show you exactly what we're doing. That is a quick video of the car, guys. This is a Kia Rio 1.25. It's a 63 plate. It's just touched 88,000 miles. It's got MOT till the end of November as well, guys, so it's been a great purchase. There's no paintwork whatsoever that needs doing, so I'm absolutely chuffed. Driving back, it does need a wheel bearing, but other than that, I think that's a pretty good purchase. Pretty excited to get that clean tomorrow, get it advertised on the web, and yeah, hopefully we get a sale pretty quick on this one. I've got a pretty good feeling on it, to be honest. It's in the right colour, it's the right sort of price range as well. We put it for 3495, which I think is a pretty good buy for money. It's got service history with it as well. So that is just a quick video for today, guys. You've witnessed the first time me going to pick a car up from auction from Mannheim. We was wanting to go to Mannheim in Leeds as well and go and pick up another car that I've purchased, but we just ran out of time. The traffic was quite heavy, to be fair, on the way there and the way back, so we'll go and pick it up in the next few days. There'll be another video that we can crack on with, and yeah, we'll see you for the next one. If you can just do me a favour, if you can like, subscribe and share for us, it'd be really appreciated. And we'll see you for the next one, guys. Take care.